Hello, my name is Ioanna Pagoni and this is the second lecture that will focus on good practices and solutions around Europe for sustainable mobility in tourist destinations. In our previous lecture, we talked about the definition of sustainable mobility. We mentioned the related European strategy about it, while we then focused on tourist mobility, presenting its particularities in terms of seasonality, the different mobility patterns of tourists, and the island-specific characteristics. Today, I will present you some good practices that have been implemented for sustainable tourist mobility. I will focus on 5 cases in Astypalea, in Limassol, in Crete, a Greek island, in Ravenna in Italy, and I will also present you a smartphone application that is available in 1,000 destinations around the world. In these cases, various sustainable mobility solutions have been implemented, ranging from electromobility, on-demand public transportation, shared mobility, active mobility, use of smartphone applications, as well as public awareness activities. But let's see each of these cases one by one. The first good practice is in Astypalea. In Astypalea, the aim of the Volkswagen Group's project is to transform the island in a model island towards climate neutral mobility. Thus, in 2020, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the Hellenic Republic and the Volkswagen Group. As part of the project, public and utility vehicles are replaced with electric vehicles, while financial incentives are offered to the residents for replacing their vehicles with electric ones. In addition, publicly accessible charging points are installed around the island. Finally, the traditional public bus transportation is transformed into an on-demand service that will deploy 100% electric on-demand shuttles. Currently, Astypalea has a very limited transportation service with only 2 buses operating in a small area of the island. These electric shuttles that will be deployed as part of the project will operate all over the island according to the needs of both locals and visitors. Secondly, part of the current seasonal car rental business will change and become a flexible on-demand vehicle sharing service, making it possible for locals and tourists to have access to mobility and vehicles at any time. While electric cars and bikes and scooters will be available at various stations around the island. In all these services, bookings will be simple and quick via a mobility app in a smartphone. The second good practice is in Limassol. Limassol is located on the southern coast of Cyprus. It is an island country in the eastern Mediterranean. The Limassol region has more than 200,000 residents and welcomes around 600,000 visitors every year. Although tourists in Limassol like walking and cycling, the residents' mobility behavior towards using their private vehicles causes congestion and increasing air and noise pollution, especially in the central part of the city. Until now, Limassol has conducted several activities as part of the CIVINET Destinations project to increase the use of sustainability transport modes. More specifically, it has focused its attention in 3 different areas. The first one is related to increasing walking and cycling, combined with special interest tourist activities. As part of this initiative, new bike parking facilities have been developed, while map panels that offer visitors and citizens with useful information regarding historic attractions and landmarks have been placed. It has also established a tourist mobility card, which provides a weekly ticket for public transport and discounts to cyclists in a collaboration with other tourism-related businesses. Finally, as part of the project, a mobile application has been developed to integrate information regarding tourism activities such as walking paths and hiking paths with mobility information such as location of bus stops and bike sharing stations. Rethymno is another good practice. Rethymno is located on the island of Crete in Greece. It has a population of 63,000 residents, and it is a top-rated tourism destination with more than 500,000 tourists every year. As part of various projects, Rethymno aims to improve local quality of life and to strengthen the city's image as a green tourism destination. Local mobility partners indicated car usage as the main transportation mode with a percentage of 60%, with walking and biking accounting for only 20% and 5% of the modal share respectively. Through the projects of Civitas Destinations in Circle and a public-private cooperation, Rethymno has introduced several measures focused on electromobility, active mobility and sustainable public transport, and changing mobility behavior through public awareness activities. Actions promoting the use of electric vehicles have been demonstrated in Rethymno. In addition, micromobility services with bike sharing and e-scooters were launched in the city, while also a mini electric bus fully accessible for tourists and residents already operates in the city. The fourth good practice concerns two most known seaside centers in Ravenna in Italy, where a parking management strategy was implemented along with new mobility services with the aim to make the access to the beaches more sustainable. Specifically, the measures included the introduction of a free parking area located at a walking distance from the coastline, from which a free bus service could transfer the passengers to 80 beach resorts and other facilities. At the same time, the city implementing a pricing scheme for parking on the road with the aim to discourage people from parking their cars along the main road. The above interventions freed the public space on the road that was previously dedicated for parking and enabled the visibility and accessibility of a bike path reaching the city center of Ravenna. The last good practice concerns the development of a smartphone application which aims to promote the active mode of walking through offering self-guided walking tours in over 1,000 destinations around the world. This app integrates information of mobility but also of touristic places of interest. In this way, this application promotes health and subjective well-being among tourists, but also reduces greenhouse gas emissions that would otherwise be generated in the case of car usage. These are an indicative list of the existing good practices for sustainable tourist mobility. For more examples, please have a look at the reading material of the course. Thank you very much for your attention.